The Autumn Joy Live Show is sponsored by Everything Legendary, where plant-based is oh so good. For more information, visit our website at golegendary.com and follow us on social media. Crab King is a proud sponsor of the Autumn Joy Live Show, specializing in gourmet crabs and other seafood-inspired dishes. Experience the taste of great. Crab King.
It's the Autumn Joy Live Show. Autumn Joy Live. It's the Autumn Joy Live Show. Autumn Joy Live. It's the Autumn Joy Live Show. Autumn Joy Live. It's the Autumn Joy Live Show. Autumn Joy Live. What's your favorite TV show? Autumn Joy Live. What's your favorite TV show? Autumn Joy Live.
You can open it. You open it. Hey guys! Hello! Hey Live Squad! Let's try that again. Hey Live Squad! Okay, that's what I'm talking about. How are y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Happy Pride Month, yes! So, of course, I want to give you a few updates of what's been happening in my life. Y'all know it's the summertime, so I am super busy. Shout out to all of my ladies. We did a day trip to Tampa, y'all, and it was lit. We had so much fun, and we were all on a budget and spent maybe $100, so there's that. I also hosted a fundraiser event with a friend of the show, Raheem Devon, who also performed with Crane Crusaders. I also attended a star-studded wedding for my girl, actress Denise Lawton, and hosted Hooky DC. Shout out to all of my Caribbean massives. That was so fun. Also, we start shooting Unhinged Love, a major motion picture that your girl was cast in to play Holly. Yes. Lastly, are y'all ready for Jamaica? Because it is coming August 15th through the 19th, and we still have a few spaces, all right? So if you're trying to come and party with your girl, grab those details on my website at autumnjoy.com. But before I go any further, please give a huge shout out and love to my DJ Shy Light. Hello, happy Pride Month.
Yes, happy Pride Month.
So tell us what you got going on.
Not much right now. You know, I'm here with you guys, creating a vibe right now. We just, you know, we filling everything out. We getting a little groove on. I don't have really much plan. I'm available for any private personal events this summer, cookouts. Listen, I'm gonna have y'all dancing and grooving.
Oh, I
Call
love it.
me. Instagram is Shylight. Pretty much all my handles are Shylight, CHYLYTE. If y'all are looking for me.
All right, y'all give it up again for DJ Shy Light. Thank you so much. She's gonna keep us rocking throughout the commercial breaks. All right, you all don't go away. I have some things I'm doing this summer and you just might want to be a part of it. It's a whole lot of fun, all right? So stay right here with me. We'll be right back.
Autumn Joy Live. What's your favorite TV show? Autumn Joy Live.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Live Squad, the summer is just getting started and many of people are planning vacations. And if you're anything like me, you're ready for festival season, right? Okay, so people are turning their attention to the highly anticipated Broccolicity Fest going down July 27th and 28th. And please help me welcome one of the co-founders of Broccolicity Fest, Jermon Williams. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Have a seat. Have a seat. Welcome. Welcome to my hood. How you feeling? You feeling good?
Glad to be here.
Jermon is like
glad
my
to be
real
here.
friend, y'all. We're neighbors, actually,
Yeah.
so this is like a good, good conversation that we're gonna have here.
Absolutely.
But Jermon, first of all, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with us. I know Broccolicity has got you running around crazy, but I do want to start here because I think a lot of people just think Broccolicity is the two-day festival, but
Right.
you all do a string of things throughout the year.
Yeah, that's correct. So, Broccolicity is actually a nonprofit and a for-profit, which is called a social enterprise. So we do have 365-day, a year activities and events, that pretty much take place in an effort to give back and impact our community. positively. So,
Yeah, and the thing I love about Broccoli City, and I'm sure my audience can attest to this, is that it is homegrown. Like, it is truly DMV.
It is. It is. It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. You know, the funny thing is, the first, I would say, iteration of Broccolicity Festival actually took place in LA. That's when we were more aligned with Earth Day. We started off as an Earth Day festival. And then right after that, you know, we came back to DC. And we were like, you know what? Let's do a festival, but let's make DC the home of this festival. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So doing festivals, I mean, I know that's no easy feat, right?
Right.
Like you have to really, it's a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of effort that goes into it.
Yeah.
So talk about the early stages, and you know, what was your driving force behind wanting to put on a festival? And did you ever think that it would be as big as it is today?
Yeah, you know, so you know, when we started off. So Broccolicity was actually started by two of my partners, Marcus and Brandon, as an organic T-shirt company and an event sort of company. But it was all done with a purpose, right? To educate our community on sustainability and all things in sustainability, community activism, and so we used fashion culture, hip hop culture, as a way to really drive the mission. Right. And so the events we were doing at that time just naturally evolved, right, to become bigger. And I think, you know, as time moved on, we started to sense that the events were the nugget, right? The events, the music, that was the one thing that really drove people to come out and to connect with other people who didn't look like them. And so we just decided to lean into that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
We
and
really leaned into it.
And lean you did, my friend, because it's going down July 27th and 28th.
Yeah.
We switched locations, y'all. We are not going back to RFK. Oh, Lord, we got air conditioning in the Audi field. Yes. Excited for that. So shout out to some of the artists that are going to be performing.
Absolutely. Let me just say shout out to Events DC, RFK. I mean, they were a long-term partner of ours, but shout out to them.
Yeah.
Big love. But yes, this year is really going to be huge. We wanted to focus on hospitality and giving you know, our consumers what they really truly wanted. So we got Meg Thee Stallion headlining. Clap up for Meg.
Yeah.
We got Gunna.
Okay.
Okay. Sexy Red.
Okay, Sexy
Kate
Red.
Renata.
My manager Sean loves Sexy Red. That's why he screamed the loudest. And someone I'm
Yeah.
interested in seeing, Tanner Adele. I absolutely love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I think you know, in another special I think thing this year is, you know, Victoria Monet, right?
Yes.
She's gonna be there. And you know, for those that don't know, she had to cancel like the last 3 or 4 of her tour dates. So
really?
BC Fest is the first sort of pickup date
Okay.
as she resumes her touring. So
nice.
we're super
so she's
excited
gonna come
to
and
see her.
show out. Okay.
She's going to give a show.
Yes. And we forgot to mention, I'm going to be one of the media liaisons at the Broccolicity Fest. So, yay! So thank you for that. Okay, so really quickly, where can folks grab tickets if they want more information about Broccolicity Fest?
Absolutely. You can follow us on IG and across all social channels at Broccolicity. You can check us out at bcfestival.com and also broccolicity.com for more information and tickets.
All right, and they do have a thing on Snapchat, one of the games. I was playing that a little while ago. So yeah, make sure you guys, if you're on Snapchat, play the Broccolicity game.
And we do have opportunities for people to win tickets and to earn free tickets. You know, again, you know, going back to our roots in community activism and community impact, we have a volunteerism app called We Chip In.
Okay.
So essentially, if you download the app, you set up a membership, you can earn points, which add up to a ticket to the festival. So
Okay. I
just
love
by
that.
volunteering and doing good in your community.
I love that. Well, my audience is going to do that. Oh, man, Jermon Williams, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
sis.
hanging out with us today. And again, make sure you guys grab those details online. And we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to Broccolicity Fest. So stay tuned for those details. All right, y'all, don't go away. All right, we are still hanging out. We're going to be real tight because my guy Bang is coming up next. And he did this set. Yeah, it's going to be lit. Don't go away, y'all.
I enjoy life. What's your favorite TV show? I enjoy life.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me.
Yes, DJ Shy like, girl, you are rocking. I am loving it. All right, Live Squad, y'all like my set? Yeah. Well, my next guest actually designed it, and he really brought the team and my vision to life, y'all. He is also a recording artist and the CEO of Models, Inc. Please welcome Bang! What? Hello, my love! Hello! Look, welcome home.
Yes, I see it. Looks
Have
lovely
a seat.
still.
Wow, thank you so much for joining me today. I know you're
course.
traveling everywhere, all over the country.
Trying to follow the dollar, man.
So let's start here because, you know, again, he designed my set, and you've been doing different sets for a very long time.
Yes.
So let's talk about your humble beginnings, because Models Inc., I know they've been around for a while, but talk about that. Talk about your vision and finally seeing it come to life.
So it initially started with the HBCU experience. I started out at Bowie State University as a freshman, and I came up there just to look at a fashion show that was going on, and it was so lit, and I was like, if I got to get this experience, I have to become a student. So I enrolled immediately that next semester and just started to engage into communications, which was my major, and wanted to develop something that was a platform for African-American students to be able to be designers and show their interest in fashion and dance. So that's when I came up with the concept of Models, Inc., a modeling organization on that campus in 2006, and then I brought it from there to Washington, D.C. When I wanted to do my other endeavors. So
Wow.
initially came back, got my degree from there, and it's just been straight to the top from there.
Just haven't looked back. I love
Haven't
that.
looked back
I love
at
that.
all.
So where does that work ethic, you know, that sense of just wanting to continue to move forward and win, where does that come
That
from?
definitely comes from my mother. She definitely instilled the drive in me. You know, coming from nothing and just, I love the audience.
My audience.
Oh, I love
They
the
are so
audience.
engaged.
But it definitely comes from her, especially coming from, you know, growing up in the projects and making a way out of no way. She instilled in me that a drive is what you must have. So I was going to school, I was building my business, working for DC government and park and recreation, doing youth development there, and then decided to go back and bring everything full circle.
Oh wow, okay. Y'all give it up again for my friend Bang here. It's so funny because I've known you for so long and I've just never
Yes.
known your backstory. So it's always amazing to hear. Now you segued into building sets. You know,
Correct.
how did you figure out you knew how to build sets?
Wow, so just with fashion and being a creative, that's my design. I also make clothes along with my partner, Aaron Handy. We have a
Shout out
fashion
to Mother, by the
line
way. Hey, Mother.
called Ivan and Aaron, and just having an eye and a niche for design, it took me from clothing to choreographing to set design and to interior design. So all of those things are almost like in-house one-stop shop. So I tried it first on my own house, and then I tried it for a different couple of clients, and I did it for a couple of furniture studios, and I was like, you know what? I think this is it.
Yeah, absolutely, because I love my set. There's no other set like it.
I love it
One of a
too.
kind. So from modeling to set design, and now you're an artist? I
Yes,
mean,
I'm an
and
artist.
your song is lit. It is so lit. So talk about that journey.
Wow, so music grows in my family as well. My father was a singer, my mom was a singer as well. They from Southwest Washington, D.C. And I always when I had an ear for music, because it stayed in our house like around the clock, and I always had an ear for hearing the different melodies and the different sounds and different instruments in the back, but also creating with that the actual movement of dance. And that's how I combined the two with actually working with different celebrity clients and different artists to watch them on the road as I'm teaching and providing dancers for them that actually come from Models, Inc., but then also watching how they do and how they manage the stage arrangement. So when I was ready to step out there on that platform, I can have all the practice by just looking at my clients.
Oh, nice. Okay. Man, this is so good. I'm so happy we're having this conversation. We have a little over a minute left, but I did, you know, with it being Pride Month, you know,
Yes.
the United Methodist Church just announced that they are accepting LGBTQIA plus members, you know, and leadership positions and being more open and being more accepting. So talk about how important that is for the church, which is always just kind of, kind of
It's very
shunned.
important for the church because, you know, that used to be a place when you step in there, and if you were coming from any other like space than the church space, you were going to burst into flames. So for them to be able to accommodate and open their hearts and open their mind to this community, which is a part of the world and a part of everything arts, is just magnificent. When I started Models Inc., I didn't think that it would attract the large attendance of LGBTQ attendance, but once I started to see that this was a space that they could actually be themselves and hone in their talents, I embraced it even more and branched it out to the different chapters on the different universities. Towson University and Bowie State University now has it, along with the DC. So I'm commending the church for really allowing them to come and have a space, because this world is for all people and all alike. So it's like we all must move together. I mean, especially if we're all colored. I mean, that's one battle that we have to deal with, along just with fighting with that, but all the multitude and different things under that shouldn't even matter.
Oh man, bang! I could talk to you for 30 more minutes. Shout out your social media for my live squad. If anybody wants to come be a part of Models Inc., maybe needs a set or wants you to perform, where can they find you?
Correct. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Bang500. You can follow us at www.modelsincdc.org if you want to get any of your kids or yourself on billboards, and just stream my music. Welcome to Ballroom on Apple Music, all platforms, and Bang Custom Made on all platforms.
All right, y'all, give it up for my...
Before we go, audience, make sure you guys check out our clothing brand, Ivan and Aaron. That's what I'm wearing right now. We specialize in men's suits and women's ready to wear. So, yeah.
DJ Shotlight's like, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, now give it up for my guy, my guest, Bang. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. All right, you all. My next guest is no stranger to many of you. Let's just say we have a housewife in the building. Don't go away. We're going to be right back. DJ Shotlight, let's go.
What's your favorite TV show? Autumn Joy Live.
Hey you, stop and listen. This is a public service announcement with Dakari Chapman. Why should you know your Constitution, and why should you know your rights as a U.S. citizen? How would you like it if someone didn't allow your club to meet at your house? I wouldn't, because that's not cool. How would you like to be tried without a jury? I wouldn't, because that's not cool. These things are not cool. Learn your rights as a U.S. citizen so you know what to do in these situations. Thanks for listening, and remember, it's an American thing, so learn it.
Oh, DJ Shotlight got me jamming, y'all. Welcome back to the show. Today we have a special guest joining us, the multi-talented reality TV star, entrepreneur, and huge Pride supporter. Please welcome, from Real Housewives of Potomac, Ashley Darby. Hey, hello, gorgeous.
Hi, my babe.
Hello. So good to see you. Ashley's here.
Yes.
Have a seat, my dear.
It's so good to see you outside of the Fox studio, because that's where we usually see each other.
Yes.
So this is so nice.
I was like, I got to get Ashley on the show, and we
Yes.
got you here. Yay.
Very happy. Very happy.
So I want to start from your humble beginnings, when you got the first call about Real Housewives of Potomac and potentially being on it. Was there any trepidation? Were you nervous? Were you scared? Or did you just jump at the opportunity?
Well, we actually started this process because they were initially trying to do a show about me being a beauty queen, because I ran for Miss America. I was Miss DC, and we were married. My husband at the time, who was 29 years my senior, they thought there'd be a little bit of drama there, that I was this like diva, drama queen. So we did a sizzle reel, and they followed me around for 2 days. And I guess Bravo was like, that's not for us. They didn't greenlight it. However, when this opportunity came about, they remembered me. I was in their back pocket. And they asked me if I wanted to do this show. And I was a last minute addition, I will say.
Really?
Yeah, because most of the women are from Potomac, and I lived in Arlington, you know. I was like the wild card in the situation for more ways than one.
Yeah.
But I'm from Montgomery County. I'm from Sandy Spring, Maryland, and that's where I grew up. I'm definitely a hometown girl.
Yeah.
So that's all she wrote. And we did have some trepidation, for sure. But ultimately, we decided it would be a good opportunity for our restaurant at the time. So that's really why we did it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I know early on, like reality shows, you know, there was always that curse, if you will, with relationships and things of that nature. And do you ever think back and think, you know what, maybe I should not have brought my relationship on television and been so open about it? Do you ever think of that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
If anything, I think the cameras do highlight cracks that were already there. There are already faults in the foundation that unfortunately can be exacerbated by the cameras. And one of the things that you do have to go into this process with is ready to be authentic and genuine, because viewers, they can smell it a mile away. If you are lying, they know. They're like, no, something don't smell right. And they're usually right.
Yeah.
So you do have a responsibility to be as truthful as you can, the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, it's funny because I did a reality show years and years
You certainly did.
years ago. It was like a whole lifetime ago. But back then it was so new that, you know, they were just kind of winging it as they went. And we didn't have to really put so much out there. I mean, it was a dating show, but they still wanted us to do and fight and argue and Whereas I know now they try to say that reality can be a little bit more scripted. But do you find that you have to put so much of yourself out there and you know, maybe more than you're comfortable with, or do they sometimes script it and give you guys like lines, or because there's all of that?
Yeah, we don't get scripts, unfortunately. Sometimes I wish we did. It would
Yeah.
make it a little bit easier. But I look at it as an open challenge. The biggest obstacle that I had was when I was postpartum. I had postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And I had just given birth to my son. He was, I think, 2 or 3 months old at the time. And I was just not ready. I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I was in that bubble, you know, of not wanting to come out. I just wanted to be with my baby all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, forget y'all. I ain't doing this show no more. Count me out. But it actually forced me to get out of my comfort zone. And it made me like tackle it, address it. And that's one of the things I appreciate about the show is I can't hide from anything.
Yeah. And you've been such a staple. You know, you haven't moved at all, if you will. They haven't fired you from the show. You know, you stayed there. I know, right?
Yeah.
But what is it about you that is such a draw that you feel like why they keep and continue to have Ashley Darby on the show? You have a huge name, but what do you think what is your je ne sais quoi, if you will?
Well, I'm very blessed to have that opportunity because I really enjoy what I do. It's a blessing to be here with all of its ups and downs. I love the whole process. And I think that one of the reasons I am around for so long is because I do approach it with authenticity, you know? And it's really hard, Autumn, like to talk about your relationship issues, to talk about your family issues, to talk about your financial problems.
Oh, Lord, girl.
You really gotta go in depth, you know? And it can be hard, but I realize that if I'm doing this show, it's my responsibility to do that, to be open about it.
Yeah, and well, thank God for the show because it helped you spawn and birth your clothing line and other things. I love your dance videos on social media. Like, girl, you got that.
It's just fun, you know. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Really, so I was going through my separation. Actually, I was going through my separation.
Yeah.
And I needed a little outlet. I needed to have fun. So TikTok was my relief. Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, and then the clothing line. You know, let's talk about that.
So G&A stands for Giselle and Ashley. We've launched our athleisure line. We recently had our first G&A Fusion event because we love the athleisure aspect, but we also want to be more holistic, not just what you put on the outside of your body, but what's happening internally. Yeah. So we had our G&A Fusion event at High Lawn in Union Market. We raised over $15,000 for the National Brain Tumor Society.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Giselle lost her dad to glioblastoma, and he passed within, I think, less than 2 weeks after he was diagnosed. So it was very important to her. The anniversary of his passing is coming up. So there was a lot of feeling and a lot of sentiment attached to the event, and everybody showed up. We had a great time.
Yeah, I love that. So do you see yourself continuing, you know, with the reality TV franchise? Like, would you ever want to branch off and have the Ashley Darby show on your own? I mean, I think your personality is big enough for that. What do you think?
Well, that's interesting, babe, because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I've been doing this show for almost a decade.
Yeah.
It will be almost 10 years that I've been doing this, and it's really what I know. This is the genre that I know.
Yeah.
And so it's a little foreign to me and a little intimidating to branch out of it, but I do have a show concept that I want to work on to help moms, especially moms who have, after they had kids, not been able to regain themselves, regain their footing. So I'm in the process of working on that show. I have a deck that I've been pitching, so hopefully that gets some traction because that really is where my heart is.
Yeah, wow. Now, speaking of where your heart is, you know, it's Pride Month, and you came out and been very vocal about being bisexual.
Yes.
So to the young girls that are watching that are maybe a little bit nervous about approaching their sexuality and being open about it, what can you say to them?
Well, it's completely understandable to be trepidatious about sharing your sexuality, especially if you are worried about how your parents are going to feel and your family. You know, rejection from your family can be the most heartbreaking feeling forever. I mean, oh. And I was worried about that, especially with my very conservative grandma. You know, she had me in the church every Sunday. I was in the choir, I was an usher, all of that.
Same. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So imagine, and I remember very distinctly, Pastor Harris was our pastor when I was a kid, and he was literally saying how gay people were going to hell.
Oh, Lord.
He said this.
Oh, Pastor Harris.
Right?
Oh.
So here I am. I'm like 7 years old sitting in the front row because that's where the kids sat.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to this man say this, and I'm like, wow, like, it made me like feel like I'm doing something wrong, like my feeling, because I actually liked girls before I liked boys.
Yeah.
So I was feeling like maybe I'm doing something wrong because
Yeah.
of what Pastor Harris said. Yeah. So I kept it in for a long time until
Yeah.
eventually she just busted out.
She's like, I can't take it no more.
Nope.
I'm here.
That's right.
Yes.
And she can't come back in.
I
So,
love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a couple of more minutes. I want to do a fun segment called the Hollywood Crunch, where we just talk about some of the headlines that are going on right now. Now, of course, you know, everybody's talking about the situation with Kenya Moore and how she's been canceled or rumored to be canceled. We still don't know.
It's a rumor. Yeah,
it's a rumor. Because of what she posted about Brittany Edie, I believe that's her name. What is your take on that? Because other people were saying that she's being treated unfair because there have been other reality stars that aren't black that have posted and said more egregious things and still were able to have a platform and be hired. So what do you think about that?
Well, Kenya hasn't officially said anything yet, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Something she has said is that she's going to be vindicated. And if there's one thing about Kenya Moore, she always has her receipts lined up and ready. So I'm waiting to see what will happen. Ultimately, if that does happen, I think that it deserves a conversation as to what are the boundaries, because if that is unfairly applied to Kenya, then it needs to be addressed on all different platforms with all different casts.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's obviously,
I agree.
yeah, there needs to be like a protocol that you're going to implement for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, don't be mad at Kenya just because she can give a good show.
Yes,
you know?
period.
Yeah.
Because I wanted her to be twirling in this upcoming season. I feel like the franchise needs Kenya. It needs, like, the franchise you're on needs you. And I think that is, if they do get rid of her, I don't think that'd be a great move. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully not. So let's segue over to J-Lo and Ben, because I was pulling for them, right? I thought that this time was the time. You know, they actually tied the knot, and it seemed like they were in it for the long haul. But yeah, now it's being rumored that they could be separating. So from your experience with Love and, you know, with J-Lo being in the spot, I know, right, girl?
My experience ain't that good, but
yeah.
keep going.
But with her being in the spotlight, you know, what is your take on that? Do you think that, you know, it's something that she maybe should give up on, or just keep trying out for Love?
Well, if J-Lo's taught me one thing, it's that you should not always spin the block, okay? Sometimes just leave it where it was. You know, it's not worth revisiting always. But bless her heart that she's always looking for her other half. I think that as humans, we all want to have that connection, that sort of like intimate bond. We're social creatures by nature, right? I think the difference with J-Lo is that she doesn't quite know how to find the right partner for her. I watch all these videos about the psychology behind celebrities dating non-celebrities versus celebrities dating other celebrities and all the nuances that come with each dynamic. And it's very interesting to think, like, what should they look for? What should they avoid? And J-Lo tends to go for everything she should avoid. So that's just her.
Don't we all, ladies? I feel like we all do that. Now, before we get out of here, is there any love interests peaking? Can we get a little tea, just a little sip, just a little bit?
Well, you know, last year was really tough for me. It was a hard time, but I'm finally coming out of the tunnel, and I'm seeing the light. And I'm having a very good time.
I like that. The smile says it all right there.
I'm blushing. I don't know. Yeah, it's very good.
I love that. Ashley Darby, thank you so much. Shout out your social media. Where can my Live Squad connect with you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram as Ashley Bolch Darby. I had to keep my maiden name in there. I don't really use X or Twitter very much, and I'm always on Twitter as Ashley Darby.
Awesome.
I mean TikTok.
Yes, and happy birthday to your baby.
Oh, yes. So he's actually not 5 yet. He'll be 5 in 2 weeks, but he's just growing so fast before my eyes, and I know you know, baby. Because
I got an 8-month-old. He's crawling and talking and pulling himself up and eating everything, but yes, I digress. Ashley Darby, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yes. Of course, I want to thank all of my guests for joining me on the couch tonight. Jermon Williams, co-founder of Broccolicity Fest. My guy, Bang, designer and entrepreneur. And of course, my girl from Real Housewives of Potomac, Ashley Darby. I also want to give a huge shout out to my guest, DJ Shy Light. Yes. And a special thank you to my entire live squad. Thank you so much for coming out. And look, if you want tickets to the show, they're free $99. Head over to my website at autumnjoy.com. Happy Pride, y'all!
A little bit, I tell them rerun it again. It's the Autumn Joy Live show where everybody's welcome. Still on the radio, but now she got a TV show. It's the Autumn Joy Live show. Autumn Joy Live. It's the Autumn Joy Live show. Autumn Joy Live. It's the Autumn Joy Live show. Autumn Joy Live. It's the Autumn Joy Live show. Autumn Joy Live. What's your favorite TV show?